You're watching The Ready Writer, a show where I get to speak to writers of all different genres, mediums, and experiences. The Ready Writer. Are you ready? Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Ready Writer Show. I'm your host, Casey Bell, and today's guest is Dr. Fluker. She has written the Igbo English learning book for children, and she was inspired by her nephew and niece. Let's take a listen at our interview together. When did you first discover you wanted to publish a book?
Actually, I've been writing since I was a child. I used to write short stories and comics and illustrations. And it was actually one of the things I wanted to do in life. And as time went on, it was one of the things that I felt like it was purposed in my life by the Most High to go ahead and use my, knowledge, experience, education, and go ahead and to write a book.
Cool. So what is the book you're featuring about?
It's ABD Igbo alphabet. It's actually an Igbo and English learning book, and it's teaching Igbo children or people who are interested the Igbo alphabet, as well as the language, the culture, with the different words and phrases and sentences.
Okay, what was or who was your inspiration behind publishing or writing, creating this book?
My first niece and nephew, they're the characters of the book, and I just thought it would be a good way to have something for them and also for other children, so they can look and see, oh wow, this is about me, this relates to me, this is something I can learn from. Right now they're both 2 years old, so they don't really have the full understanding, but as they get older, and right now they're learning the language along with my 10-month-old son. They're learning the Igbo language at an early age, so they can be able to have that foundation that some of the earlier generations like myself didn't have that opportunity to get.
That's good. I wish I always learned at least 2 languages at the same time when I was younger. It's a bit more difficult to do it when you get older.
It is.
So what were some lessons you learned throughout the publishing process? I know that there is no school that teaches you how to publish a book. So what were some of the things you learned?
I learned different things. My book is an independently published book. I worked with a friend of mine on this with the illustrations. So we just teamed up and said, hey, let's put this together. I wrote the book, she illustrated. We decided to do it through Amazon, and because it'll be a smoother process and, more avenues and more people to reach. We realized it wasn't as easy at first because, changing the dimensions of the book to fit the, different criteria and qualifications, making sure sizing, the illustrations match the writing and all that stuff. It was definitely not what I expected. A lot of reading and researching to see exactly how this works and how we can be successful in it.
It's funny because the last book I just published, I did it through Amazon. And every time I uploaded it, they kept telling me my dimensions were wrong.
Yeah.
And I changed it a good 15 times before it was my fault, but I couldn't understand what I was doing wrong. So finally I got it and I was like, oh, okay. But it is a learning process.
Yes, definitely.
Are you working on any new books at the moment?
Yes, I'm actually currently finishing up writing another Igbo book. It's going to be Animals and Counting with Numbers. And then I'm also working on a biblical series with my son as the main character, going through the different stories and different aspects of the Bible. So basically the plan is he's teaching or in an experience where he's a character, but kind of like he's in it, experiencing creation happening based on the story that maybe his dad or myself or another family member is telling him. And as he's seeing it through his eyes, the way it's written in the Bible, he also is teaching a life lesson at the end of the story. So it's a good way for them to learn the scriptures as it's written, but also learn a lesson from that situation.
Thank you for watching another episode of the Ready Writer Show. We thank our guest, Dr. Fluker, for sharing her information and her journey of writing and publishing her book. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, just go to the website in the description below. Thank you and have a great day.